I watched my father spend $3,000 on prostate supplements. For 2 years, he took 5 different bottles every single morning: saw palmetto, beta-sitosterol, pygem, stinging nettle, pumpkin seed extract, $90 a month. He never missed a day. And you know what happened? His PSA went up, not down, from 7.8 to 8.7. I could see the frustration on his face every time he got his test results. He was doing everything right, taking his supplements, following the labels, spending the money, but nothing was working. So I started researching. I looked at independent lab testing of prostate supplements, and what I found shocked both of us. Independent testing found that 83% of the saw palmetto products tested didn't match their label claims at the time of testing. Some had barely any active ingredient. Others contained contaminants that could be concerning. My father had been paying for products that testing showed didn't match their labels. And if you're taking these supplements right now, you might be experiencing the same quality issues. So here's my promise to you. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what I discovered in my research. The lab results supplement companies don't want you to see, and the whole foods my father switched to that actually worked and cost half the price. If you want the complete lab testing report and food alternatives guide I created for my father, type tested in the comments right now. I'll send it to you free. I should mention, while this story is based on real experiences and research, the lab testing data comes from published independent studies. Individual results vary significantly, and this is educational information to discuss with your healthcare provider. One more note. This video is for education only, not medical advice. Some quality supplements exist, but testing shows many have quality concerns. Work with your doctor on all health decisions. Now let me show you what I discovered. For 2 years, I watched my father take those supplements religiously, every morning with breakfast. He trusted the labels. He believed the marketing. $90 every single month. His PSA started at 7.8. After 1 year, 8.2. After 2 years, 8.7. It kept going up. He couldn't understand why. Neither could I. So I started digging into the research. I found independent testing from consumerlab.com. They had tested 44 saw palmetto products. Independent testing found that only 17% of tested products matched what the label claimed. Only 17%. That means 83% of tested products showed variation from label claims. Quality can vary significantly between brands and over time. I printed out the report and showed it to my father. We stared at those numbers together. Some products had considerably less than the stated amount. Some had minimal amounts of the compounds that research has studied. Other testing I found showed similar quality concerns with beta-sitosterol and pygem. His doctor looked at the research and said, "Your father's probably been taking supplements that don't contain what he paid for." We both felt betrayed. $3,000 over 2 years. For pills that testing suggested might not have contained therapeutic amounts. Let me break down what I learned about the 3 supplements he was taking. Supplement number 1, saw palmetto. My father spent $30 a month on saw palmetto for 2 years. $720 total. It's the most popular prostate supplement in America. And through my research, I learned testing consistently shows quality variation. Here's what the lab reports showed. Products claiming identical amounts of saw palmetto contained significantly different levels of active compounds. Some had the fatty acids that research suggests might help. Others appeared to be plant material with minimal active ingredients. But the labels all looked the same to my father: professional packaging, bold health claims, impressive-sounding formulas. He had no way to know which one he was getting. And here's why this happens, according to the research I found. Saw palmetto berries need careful extraction to preserve active compounds. Less expensive extraction may not preserve them as well. But products using different methods can all say saw palmetto extract on the label. You're paying for a supplement you trust will help. Testing suggests you might be getting something quite different. That's why my father's PSA kept rising. He was taking something that testing suggested probably didn't contain therapeutic levels. Supplement number 2, beta-sitosterol. My father spent $40 a month on beta-sitosterol, $960 over 2 years. Beta-sitosterol is in almost every prostate formula. He thought he was making a smart choice. Then I learned something the supplement companies don't advertise. Research shows the body absorbs less than 5% of supplemental beta-sitosterol, less than 5%. That means most of it passes right through. Even if the pill contains what the label claims, and testing shows many don't, the body may not absorb most of it efficiently. When I told my father this, he said, "You mean I've been paying for something my body can't even use?" Essentially, yes. The supplement form doesn't work like food sources. The isolated compound in a capsule doesn't have the food matrix that may help the body process it. Pharmaceutical-grade versions exist with absorption enhancers, but they're expensive and less common. The $40 bottles my father bought at the store, testing suggests minimal absorption for most people. $960 on products that research indicates the body struggles to utilize. Supplement number 3, Pygeum. My father spent $20 a month on Pygeum, $480 over 2 years. Through my research, I learned Pygeum comes from African tree bark, wild harvested from various regions with different processing standards. My father didn't know this when he bought it. The label looked clean and professional. But testing revealed 2 concerns I had to tell him about. First, many products don't standardize for the active compounds research has studied. They may contain bark powder without verifying specific phytosterol and ferulic acid ester content. You can't be certain if you're getting the compounds that research has examined, or just ground bark. Second, and this concerned me when I found it in the research, contamination. Some testing has detected heavy metals in certain Pygeum supplement batches. Lead, cadmium, arsenic, from soil where the trees grow or from processing. Not in every product, but documented in some testing reports. He was taking it for his health. Some products may contain contaminants that could be concerning. $480 on a supplement that testing shows has inconsistent quality and potential contamination issues. When I showed him this research, I could see the concern in his eyes. After showing my father all this research, I had one more conversation with his doctor. The doctor suggested something different. Real food, foods that provide similar nutrients, informs the body has evolved to process, with consistent quality every time. I researched which foods, and here's what I recommended to my father. First, pumpkin seeds, 2 ounces daily. They contain natural plant sterols similar to those in saw palmetto and beta-sitosterol. In whole food form, the body recognizes and may utilize more efficiently. Plus zinc, which research shows supports prostate health. My father eats them as a snack or sprinkles them on salads. Cost, about $15 a month. Second, sunflower seeds, 1 ounce daily. More plant sterols plus vitamin E. He mixes them with the pumpkin seeds. Cost, about $8 a month. Third, Brazil nuts, 3 per day. The richest natural source of selenium. Research shows men with adequate selenium intake tend to have healthier prostate markers. But I made sure he knows selenium can be toxic above 400 micrograms daily. 3 Brazil nuts provide about 200 micrograms, which is appropriate for most people. However, if you take a multivitamin with selenium, eat other selenium-rich foods like fish or eggs regularly, or have any concerns about selenium intake, discuss appropriate amounts with your healthcare provider before adding Brazil nuts. Excess selenium over time can cause serious health issues, including hair loss, nausea, and nerve problems. Cost, about $12 a month. Total food cost, I calculated, $35 a month. Half what he was spending on supplements. But here's what really matters. After 6 months eating these foods, my father's PSA was 7.9, down from 8.7. After 12 months, 7.3. 1.4 decrease. Lower than before he started those supplements 2 years ago. The food approach worked in his case. The supplements didn't. I could see the relief on his face. If you're taking prostate supplements right now, here's what I learned through this experience with my father. Check if they have third-party testing verification. Look for USP verified, NSF certified, or consumer lab approved products. If your supplements don't have those certifications, quality may vary. You might be getting products that match testing standards, or you might be getting products with quality variation. There's limited way to know from the label alone without third-party verification. My recommendation, based on what worked for my father's situation, consider discussing whole food sources with your healthcare provider. I'm not saying supplements are never appropriate. Some men do need them. Those with malabsorption conditions like Crohn's disease or celiac disease, those who've had gastric bypass surgery, people with documented deficiencies that don't respond to diet alone, or those taking pharmaceutical-grade products prescribed by specialists. But for many men, whole foods may provide similar nutrients without the quality concerns testing has identified. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, Brazil nuts, consistent quality from nature, fewer concerns about product variation, about half the cost, and in my father's experience, positive results. Discuss any dietary changes with your doctor to determine what's appropriate for your individual situation. I watched my father spend $3,000 over 2 years. Taking supplements that independent testing shows often have quality variation. Saw palmetto that testing found 83% of products didn't consistently match labels. Beta-sitosterol that research indicates the body struggles to absorb. Pyjum with quality inconsistency and potential contamination concerns in some products. His PSA went from 7.8 to 8.7. Up, not down. Then I researched and found a different approach. Whole foods his doctor approved. $35 a month. 6 months later, his PSA was 7.9. 12 months, 7.3. 1.4 decrease in his particular case. I wish I had done this research 2 years earlier. He would have saved $3,000, but more importantly, he might have seen results sooner. If you're taking prostate supplements right now, I encourage you to ask questions. Check for third-party testing certifications. Discuss whole food alternatives with your doctor. You deserve to know what research has found about product quality, and you deserve approaches backed by both science and transparency. Comment tested below, and I'll send you the complete guide I created. Which supplements showed quality concerns in testing, which have third-party verification, and the exact foods my father eats now with daily amounts and costs. If this research helped you understand supplement quality concerns, please click like and share it with someone taking prostate supplements. Subscribe because in my next video, I'm revealing the 5 whole foods that clinical studies suggest may support prostate health through multiple nutritional pathways.